Every person who rejected you was following my script. Every door that slammed shut in your face was closing according to my timing. Every betrayal that left you wounded was actually protecting you from something worse. Every enemy who tried to destroy you was unknowingly building your character, your resilience, your faith. I need you to understand something that will completely change how you view every attack, every setback, every person who has opposed you. Your enemies are on my payroll. Listen to me carefully. What looks like opposition to you is often orchestration by me. What feels like warfare against you is frequently preparation for you. What appears to be destruction around you is usually construction within you. I have been using every person who meant you harm to accomplish something in your life that could not have been achieved any other way. You have been looking at your enemies as obstacles to your destiny when they have actually been instruments of your development. You have been seeing opposition as evidence that you are off track, when it has often been confirmation that you are exactly where I need you to be. You have been interpreting attacks as signs of weakness, when they have been producing strength you did not know you possessed. The person who betrayed your trust taught you to trust me more than people. The person who abandoned you in your time of need revealed that I am the only constant you can depend on. The person who spoke lies about your character forced you to find your identity in my opinion rather than human approval. The person who tried to destroy your reputation pushed you to build your life on my foundation rather than other people's perceptions. Every enemy has been a teacher. Every attacker has been a trainer. Every opponent has been a developer of something divine within you. They did not know they were working for me. They thought they were working against you. But I have been orchestrating circumstances, using their intentions for evil to accomplish my purposes for good. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is not karma. This is divine strategy. This is supernatural orchestration. This is me taking what was meant to harm you and transforming it into what will heal you, strengthen you, prepare you, and position you for everything I have planned for your future. I need you to stop seeing yourself as a victim of your enemies and start recognizing yourself as a beneficiary of my strategy. Stop viewing attacks as random acts of cruelty and start understanding them as precise instruments of character development. Stop interpreting opposition as evidence of abandonment and start recognizing it as proof of my involvement in your life. The enemy who tried to steal your joy actually taught you to find joy that cannot be stolen. The enemy who attempted to destroy your peace actually trained you to rest in peace that surpasses understanding. The enemy who sought to crush your hope actually built hope in you that cannot be shaken because it is anchored in me rather than circumstances. You have been angry at the wrong people. You have been fighting the wrong battles. You have been focused on the wrong enemy. The people who opposed you were not your real adversaries. They were unwitting participants in my plan to shape you into the person you needed to become to handle the destiny I have prepared for you. Your real enemy is the one who wants you to remain bitter toward the people I used to better you. Your true adversary is the one who wants you to stay angry at the instruments I employed to develop your character. Your actual opponent is the force that wants you to waste energy on resentment when you should be using that energy to walk in the authority and wisdom you gained through every trial. Here is what I need you to understand about the people who hurt you. They were operating from their own pain, their own insecurity, their own brokenness, their own limited understanding. They were not capable of seeing the bigger picture. They could not perceive the divine purpose behind their actions. They were simply responding to their own wounds, their own fears, their own darkness. But I was watching. I was orchestrating. I was using. I was transforming. I was taking their ignorance and turning it into your education. I was taking their hatred and converting it into your strength. I was taking their cruelty and transforming it into your compassion. I was taking their betrayal and developing it into your wisdom. Every lie they told about you pushed you closer to truth. Every door they closed forced you to find better opportunities. Every relationship they destroyed made room for connections that would actually serve your purpose. Every reputation they tried to ruin motivated you to build character that could not be questioned. The person who fired you from the job was actually freeing you for your calling. The person who ended the relationship was actually opening space for the love you truly deserve. The person who excluded you from their circle was actually protecting you from influences that would have limited your growth. The person who rejected your dreams was actually forcing you to pursue them with determination they could never understand. This is why you must forgive them, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Not because what they did was acceptable, but because holding on to anger toward my instruments of development will block your ability to receive what I accomplished through their actions. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior. Forgiveness is about recognizing their role in your development. Forgiveness is not about pretending they were right. Forgiveness is about acknowledging that I used their wrong to create something right in your life. Forgiveness is not about reconciling relationships that were never meant to last. Forgiveness is about releasing the weight that would prevent you from walking in the freedom and power they unknowingly helped me develop in you. When you can look at every person who hurt you and say, "Thank you for playing the role God assigned you in my growth," you will have reached a level of spiritual maturity that most people never achieve. When you can genuinely appreciate the painful experiences because of what they produced in your character, you will have learned to see like I see. When you can bless those who cursed you because you recognize they were instruments of your blessing, you will have discovered wisdom that transforms every future attack into ammunition for your advancement. I am telling you that your greatest enemies have become your greatest allies without knowing it. Your harshest critics have become your strongest advocates without realizing it. Your most painful betrayers have become your most valuable teachers without understanding it. They have been working for me while thinking they were working against you. The person who questioned your abilities forced you to develop skills you might never have pursued. The person who doubted your potential pushed you to prove capabilities you did not know you possessed. The person who said you would never succeed motivated you to achieve things that shocked even yourself. The person who predicted your failure became the fuel for your triumph. This is why you cannot allow bitterness to poison the gift they gave you. This is why you cannot permit resentment to steal the strength they helped you build. This is why you cannot let anger diminish the wisdom they forced you to acquire. They have already served their purpose in your life. Now you must serve the purpose their actions help prepare you to fulfill. Stop asking me to remove your enemies and start asking me to help you recognize how they are serving your development. Stop praying for me to punish those who wronged you, and start praying for me to complete the work their actions began in your character. Stop begging me to vindicate you against your attackers, and start asking me to perfect the virtues their attacks produced in your spirit. You are not the same person who entered those battles. You are stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more resilient, more dependent on me, more aware of what matters, more focused on eternal rather than temporal concerns. The person who emerges from conflict is always different from the person who entered it. The question is whether you will appreciate the transformation or resent the process that created it. I allowed every attack because I knew it would not destroy you. I permitted every betrayal because I knew it would not defeat you. I let every enemy attempt to harm you because I knew they would actually help you. I have been protecting you even when protection looked like exposure. Defending you even when defense looked like abandonment. Strengthening you even when strengthening looked like suffering. Your enemies thought they were writing your story, but I was writing your testimony. Your attackers believed they were determining your destiny, but I was developing your character. Your opponents assumed they were defining your future, but I was designing your purpose through their opposition. The battles you fought were not just about surviving attacks. They were about developing the warrior mentality you would need for the victories ahead. The pain you endured was not just about handling hurt. It was about building the emotional strength you would need for the joy coming. The losses you experienced were not just about dealing with disappointment. They were about learning that your security comes from me, not from what can be taken away. Every enemy has been a stepping stone to your destiny. Every attack has been a setup for your advancement. Every betrayal has been preparation for your breakthrough. They meant it for evil, but I meant it for good. They intended to destroy you, but I intended to develop you. They sought to end your story, but I used them to write the most powerful chapters. Now you understand why I have been telling you not to seek revenge. Revenge would interfere with the completion of my work through their actions. Retaliation would short-circuit the process I have been using to perfect you. Payback would prevent you from receiving the full benefit of what their opposition accomplished in your character. Your enemies are not your enemies anymore. They are your unconscious collaborators in the divine plan for your life. They are unwitting participants in your development. They are unknowing contributors to your success. They have been working for me while thinking they were working against you. This is why you can bless them without hypocrisy. This is why you can pray for them without pretense. This is why you can forgive them without compromise. You are not excusing their actions. You are acknowledging my sovereignty over their actions. You are not pretending they were kind. You are recognizing that I used their cruelty for your benefit. You are not saying they were right. You are declaring that I made their wrong serve your good. From this day forward, when someone opposes you, remember that they might be working for me without knowing it. When someone attacks you, consider that they might be developing something in you that you could not develop in comfort. When someone betrays you, understand that they might be freeing you from something that was limiting your potential. Your greatest enemy has been your greatest teacher. Your harshest critic has been your strongest motivator. Your most painful betrayer has been your most valuable developer. They have been on my payroll all along. Stop fighting my employees and start thanking them for their service. But let me tell you something deeper about this divine strategy. The reason I use your enemies to develop you is because comfort cannot produce what conflict creates. Peace cannot build what pressure constructs. Ease cannot forge what adversity forms in your spirit. There are qualities of character, depths of faith, levels of wisdom, and dimensions of strength that can only be developed through opposition. The person who challenged your beliefs forced you to research what you truly believe and why you believe it. The person who questioned your faith pushed you to examine whether your foundation was built on tradition or on relationship with me. The person who mocked your convictions compelled you to decide if you would live by popular opinion or divine truth. Your enemies have been quality control inspectors in the factory of your character. They have been testing every aspect of who you are to ensure that what I am building in you can withstand the pressures of your destiny. They have been examining your foundation to make sure it can support the weight of the responsibilities I will place on your life. Every insult tested your security in my love. Every rejection tested your confidence in my acceptance. Every betrayal tested your trust in my faithfulness. Every attack tested your belief in my protection. Every loss tested your hope in my provision. Every disappointment tested your faith in my goodness. And you passed every test, even when you thought you were failing. The enemy who criticized your appearance taught you that your value does not come from human validation. The enemy who questioned your intelligence forced you to develop wisdom that cannot be measured by worldly standards. The enemy who doubted your abilities pushed you to discover talents you never knew you possessed. The enemy who said you were not good enough motivated you to become better than you ever imagined possible. I have been using your enemies as coaches, trainers, developers, and instructors. They have been teaching you lessons you could never learn in a classroom, building muscles you could never develop in a gymnasium, and creating character qualities you could never acquire through comfort and convenience. The workplace enemy who made your job miserable was actually training you for leadership positions that require emotional resilience. The family member who constantly criticized you was actually preparing you to handle public scrutiny when I elevate you to platforms of influence. The friend who betrayed your secrets was actually teaching you to guard your heart and choose your inner circle wisely. You have been looking at these experiences as interruptions to your happiness when they were actually investments in your maturity. You have been viewing these challenges as setbacks to your progress when they were actually accelerations of your development. You have been seeing these conflicts as evidence of my absence when they were actually proof of my active involvement in shaping your character. This is why you must stop wasting energy on anger and start investing energy in gratitude. Stop spending time plotting revenge and start using time to maximize the benefits of what your enemies accomplished in your life. Stop focusing on what they took from you and start celebrating what they gave you through their opposition. The relationship that ended painfully taught you what you will and will not accept in future relationships. The business partnership that failed disastrously showed you warning signs you will recognize before entering future agreements. The friendship that turned toxic revealed character traits you will avoid in future connections. The job that fired you unjustly prepared you to value positions where you are truly appreciated. Every painful ending was actually a protective beginning. Every devastating loss was actually a strategic gain. Every crushing disappointment was actually a divine appointment with growth. You could not achieve any other way. I have been using your enemies to save you from settling for less than my best for your life. The person who broke your heart protected you from a marriage that would have limited your potential. The person who stole your idea freed you to create something better and more aligned with your true calling. The person who turned others against you removed people from your life who were never meant to go where I am taking you. The person who blocked your promotion prepared you for a position that fits your gifts more perfectly. This is why forgiveness is not optional. It is essential for accessing everything your enemies helped me build in your life. Unforgiveness is like building a beautiful house and then refusing to move in because you are angry at the construction workers. Bitterness is like developing incredible strength and then refusing to use it because you resent the trainer who pushed you to build it. I am telling you that every person who hurt you has made a deposit in the bank of your character, wisdom, and spiritual maturity. But you cannot withdraw those deposits while you are holding on to resentment toward the people who made them. You cannot access the benefits while you are focused on punishing the benefactors. Forgiveness unlocks the vault of everything your enemies contributed to your development. Releasing resentment activates the power they unknowingly helped you build. Blessing those who cursed you completes the transformation process I began through their opposition. You are not the weak person who was attacked. You are the strong person who was developed through attack. You are not the naive person who was betrayed. You are the wise person who gained discernment through betrayal. You are not the broken person who was rejected. You are the whole person who learned to find acceptance in the only place it truly matters. In my unconditional love, your enemies have graduated you from seeking approval from people to resting secure in approval from me. They have promoted you from needing validation from circumstances to finding confidence in my promises. They have elevated you from depending on human protection to trusting in divine covering that cannot be penetrated by any weapon formed against you. The person who said you would never amount to anything became the voice you proved wrong through achievement. The person who predicted your failure became the motivation for your success. The person who thought they were destroying your future became the catalyst for your breakthrough. They have been working for me while thinking they were working against you. This is not just spiritual theory. This is divine reality. This is not just positive thinking. This is supernatural truth. This is not just emotional healing. This is strategic warfare, where I use the very weapons intended to destroy you to construct the character and capabilities you need for victory. Every enemy who tried to bury you was actually planting you. Every attacker who tried to end you was actually beginning something new in you. Every opponent who tried to defeat you was actually training you for battles you would need to win in your future. They meant harm, but I meant development. They intended destruction, but I intended construction. Now that you understand this truth, you can stop carrying the weight of resentment and start walking in the strength that resentment has been blocking. You can stop replaying painful memories and start applying powerful lessons. You can stop seeking revenge and start receiving benefits. You can stop fighting old battles and start winning new victories. Your enemies have been working for me. Their job is complete. Your promotion is ready. Step into the authority, wisdom, and power they unknowingly helped me develop in your life. Stop fighting my employees and start thanking them for their service. Their opposition created your position. Understand that this revelation changes everything about how you approach future challenges. When someone opposes you tomorrow, you will not immediately react with anger or fear. You will pause and ask, God, what are you developing in me through this person? When someone attacks your character next week, you will not waste energy defending yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. You will invest that energy in becoming more of who I am calling you to be. When someone betrays your trust next month, you will not spiral into bitterness and suspicion. You will examine what they are teaching you about wisdom, discernment, and the importance of building your security on my foundation rather than human loyalty. When someone tries to steal your opportunity next year, you will not panic about loss. You will trust that I am redirecting you towards something better aligned with your purpose. This perspective transforms you from a victim into a victor, from someone who reacts to circumstances into someone who responds with divine understanding. This wisdom converts every attack into advancement, every setback into setup, every betrayal into breakthrough preparation. You will begin to confuse your enemies because you will respond to opposition with peace, to attack with gratitude, to betrayal with blessing. They will expect anger and encounter forgiveness. They will anticipate retaliation and receive prayer. They will plan for your destruction and witness your development. This does not mean you become passive or allow people to abuse you repeatedly. This means you recognize the difference between people I am using for your growth and people I want you to separate from, for your protection. Wisdom knows when to engage and when to disengage, when to confront and when to walk away, when to fight and when to be still and let me fight for you. But whether you engage or disengage, confront or walk away, fight or rest, you do it from a position of strength rather than weakness, confidence rather than insecurity, love rather than hatred, wisdom rather than emotion. You respond as someone who understands that I am sovereign over every situation and capable of turning any attack into advantage. The person reading these words right now has enemies who are currently working for me without knowing it. There are people in your life today who think they are opposing you but are actually developing you. There are individuals who believe they are blocking your progress but are actually building your character. There are forces that assume they are defeating you but are actually preparing you for victory. Do not waste another day carrying anger toward my unconscious employees. Do not spend another hour plotting against my unwitting servants. Do not invest another moment in bitterness toward people who have been building strength in you while thinking they were breaking you. Today, make a decision to release every person who has hurt you into my hands. Not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to trust my justice and my timing. Not because what they did was acceptable, but because you refuse to let their actions continue to control your emotions and limit your progress. Today, choose to bless every person who cursed you. Pray for every person who persecuted you. Thank every person who taught you, even if their teaching methods were painful. Honor every person who helped shape your character, even if their help came through opposition rather than support. Today, step into the fullness of who you have become through every battle, every betrayal, every rejection, every attack. You are not the same person who entered those conflicts. You are stronger, wiser, more resilient, more compassionate, more dependent on me, and more prepared for the destiny I have planned for your future. Your enemies have been working for me. Their assignment is complete. Your promotion is ready. Walk in the authority they helped me build. Live in the wisdom they forced you to gain. Operate in the strength they unknowingly helped you develop. You are not a victim of their actions. You are a beneficiary of my strategy that used their actions for your advancement. Every attack was a setup for victory. Every betrayal was preparation for breakthrough. Every enemy was an employee. Every adversary was an advantage. Every opponent was an opportunity. They meant it for evil, but I meant it for good. They intended harm, but I intended help. They planned destruction, but I orchestrated construction. You are living proof that no weapon formed against you can prosper, not because the weapons will not be formed, but because I will turn every weapon into a tool for your development. You are a testimony that all things work together for good, not because all things are good, but because I am good enough to make good come from everything. Stop fighting my employees, start thanking them for their service. Their opposition has created your position. Their attacks have prepared your advancement. Their betrayal has built your breakthrough. They have been working for me while thinking they were working against you. And now you know the truth. Use it wisely.